G-O-D.
Greetings, welcome to episode 68. This is still container 27, part 3. So, there's still some stuff in here, so let's dive in and see how much we can get through. First off, you can't beat the good old hard case. Carry-All by Asciiware, A-S-C-I-I-W-A-R-E. Little blue tabs at the top. Open it up. Nice hard case for your Game Gear. I don't know if I have one of these in the original box or not. My memory is garbage, but I'm not sure. But there's your hard case for your Game Gear with the carry strap, of course. And another one right behind it. The label on this one's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more just in better shape. I have to get used to moving so I'm in the right spot. Carry-All! Made in China. But it doesn't say Sega anywhere on it, which is kind of interesting. A box with my address on one side. We have 2 games wrapped together. Another game by itself in the bigger box. And the rest is just newspaper from either China or Japan. Japan. Had to look at the box. So let's take a look. It looks like I never removed these from the bubble wrap that they were shipped in. So I probably got them in the mail, looked at them and said, yep, that's what I ordered, and then stuck them in a container. But we have paperwork. Let's see what we have here. September 2nd, 2009. We have... that would be Doraemon for... I'll put that up there for you to see. I think I showed you this game in the last video as well. There's 2 different versions. There's this one, which is the bigger, like US European box, and then there is another Doraemon game that is straight the size of a Japanese game. So this was 99 cents. Is what I paid for it. Let's open these 2 and take a look and see what's inside. What could it possibly hold? Using my handy little sheet, Quiz Gear and Shin-Chan. I'm gonna guess, but I think this one is Quiz Gear. If I'm wrong, the proper title, the correct and proper title will be underneath. I'll put it up on the screen underneath the game, but I think that is Quiz Gear. Japanese. And I believe this one is Shin-Chan. For some reason, that just feels right. The name matched with the cover of the box. So, in editing, I will find out if I am correct or if I have them reversed. But we will find out. Shipping and handling was $9. And the total I spent on all three of those games in super good condition was $11.97 in 2009. That's a while ago. Alright, let me turn this box around. Newspaper from Japan is packing. I believe there's only one game in here. Yep. So this big box for one game from Japan. And that game would be Tails Sky Patrol. I feel like I showed you this one just recently as well in a video. I'm having deja vu, like I just showed you this. But regardless, here's another one. Tails Sky Patrol. Let's take a look at this. This doesn't feel right. Man, I am good. I'll show you the box and everything really quick, but just from the feeling of it, it didn't feel right. So the game cartridge needs a clear plastic case or protective case, which I have plenty of extras, and it is missing the manual. So I'll have to go through my spare Japanese manuals and see if I by chance have this particular game. That's weird. That just on how it felt in my hand, I knew that it wasn't fully complete. That's weird. It's something part 3. I just can't tell you exactly. So that is a project game. And is there a date? August 17, 2009. I was buying up some games in 2009. This one looks like it was wrapped by the seller. And I just received it and tossed it in because this is like airtight. To a severe degree. Good Lord, man. Have to rip some bubble wrap and some tape to free this game. Allow it to breathe like a fine wine. Y-A-I-B-A. Yaba or Yaiba? Complete in the box. It's in really good shape. Maybe that's why I left it wrapped up so securely. So I was like, it's in great shape. Why mess with it? Why unwrap it and rewrap it? We have Winter Olympics. Lillehammer, 94. From Japan. These games come from Japan. Alright. Still digging. I'm just going to stack a few here. These container, this 35-gallon container, I really have to reach down into the bottom to get them, so I'm just going to prop them up here at first. This is SD, Winner's History. I should know the full title of that, but why guess when I can fix it in editing and put the exact title up there for you to know? So if you're following along at home with a checklist, you can mark that game off as one of the Japan games that I have. That would be crazy if someone from video number 1 till now was keeping track of all the, like, a list of all the games that I had, European, US, and Japan. That would be pretty crazy. I'd like to know that person, but can you share that list? Because that's something that I should have done. Okay. Name eludes me, but it has the marking. I think it's MEISAKU. I feel like I say it wrong each time, so I'm not going to attempt. And that is printed. This is printed directly on the box. It's not a sticker that they added later. We have 3 games in this bundle, this bubble wrap bundle. God, there's such a pile of bubble wrap. It's unbelievable. Scratch Golf, Japan. Game Gear, made in Japan. From where I'm sitting, I don't see a date on this. Inexpensive game. We have a sort of mushed box for columns. But I do believe I have more than a couple of these. This was a common game, Sega 1990. In the cool Japanese little square box. I thought these are so cool when I first discovered Japanese Sega Game Gear games, that they were super small. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic and Tails. $1992, it says. All right, set that up there. Grab a few. We should be able to finish this container in this video. As long as I don't run my mouth, it won't be extremely long. We have Outrun. Try that again. I'll put a picture of the game box in the corner over here, since for some reason my camera did not want to focus on it when I held it up closer. Because the camera can be moody. Alright, here is Columns again, except it has the MEISAKU marking on the box, printed directly on the box. I am determined to find a Japanese game in my collection that has that marking, has this as a sticker overlay, because I could swear, I swear that they exist. New Japanese retro gaming online store opening 2/25/2009. Retro Game City. I wonder if they're still open, or if they ever opened. Sonic Drift 2. Nope, it's not liking that one. So we have a complete copy of Sonic Drift 2. My stack of games over here are about to fall over. This one is really well wrapped. Again, probably by the seller. Does anybody out there who watches these videos, who collects Sega Game Gear, do you ever order items and when they arrive, you just kind of look at that and verify it is what you ordered, but you don't necessarily like completely unbubble wrap it and look at the contents? You're just kind of like, okay, cool, I got the game. It's in the condition that I thought it would be. Let me just toss it in with the rest. Or am I the only one that is guilty of doing that? Magical Puzzle Popples. In pretty damn good condition. I think they made this for a European version, I think. And I don't think the US got a copy of this game. I don't believe so. It does not seem familiar in my brain, the image of the box. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I will put up over here the game boxes if they made it for the US and Europe. I think they're pretty much sure they made it for Europe. Super Monaco GP. Not digging it. Huh, I wonder why it's getting so temperamental. Sega 1990, made in Japan. Let's see what this one holds. This one has quite a few layers of bubble wrap. 2 layers to be exact. This is House of Tarot. Is it focusing on my arm? What is it doing? Well, my practice of putting a picture of the game box over in the corner there with the title down here. There it's clear, but it's kind of, I have it distanced away from the camera. That's pretty frustrating. You're like, just focus. It's your only job. Quite a few Japanese games in here, I would say. Wow. Layer after, look at all that. Wrapped around one little Japanese game. And that game is Pop Breaker by Micro Cabin, 1990. See, look, it likes Pop Breaker. Made in Japan. Never played this game. I haven't played a lot of Japanese games because I can't read Japanese. Bubble wrap. So much bubble wrap. I recognize the cover of this box. Extremely familiar, but I cannot put a title with it. It's 1993. So I will show it to you. And then put the title underneath. But it's a game that I believe I have shown before. It seems super familiar. There's a few Japanese games that have very similar cover artwork with this girl, but I would be foolish to try to name them because I would get the titles wrong. Fred Couples Golf. What every Japanese kid who had a Game Gear wanted. They're like, I want to play golf like an American. Fred Couples. And Sega said, well, God damn it, we'll make it. In 1994, here it is. Golf your heart out, kid. What do we got here? We have the Lion King. Just hold it right there. Seems to be clear from my vantage point. And that'll leave more room on the screen for me to put the actual picture of the game box up in the corner for you. I think you guys like that. That when I hold up the game, I'm showing you that I have it in my collection, but then I'm adding the picture over here. So then it's like blown up, clear. So you can actually see the game covers and then the proper titles down here. So you can make the connection between the picture and the title. Hey, this game, I think I posted on my Instagram, Faceball 2000. I think someone was trying to sell this for several $100s. And I think I put it up on my Instagram kind of laughing at, like, look at the price they want for this game. Because this is not a rare game. But there's quite a few sellers out there who seem to think that Sega Game Gear games should go for, are selling for large sums of money. Although somebody just overpaid, I think it was like $2,500 for Urban Strike, I think it was. It was one bidder. In the Facebook groups, from comments that I read, I got the impression that people who belonged to that group kind of knew who was the person bidding on the game. Like they were trying to finish up their collection and I guess have deep pockets to pay out pretty hefty sums of money for the last few games that they need. Because Urban Strike is not a common game, but for $2,500, good lord, that's a lot of money. This is, I believe, what they would run. It's a whole roll, and I believe it's what they'd run along the shelf for in a store, like Toys R Us. So you could be like, Sega Game Gear, Sega Game Gear, Sega Game Gear. And I have a whole roll of it. So I will take a close-up picture of this so that you can see. Because it's so small, I'll put a picture up here in the corner so that you can see what it is. But it's not, it's double-sided. It's got Sega Genesis on this side and Sega Game Gear on this side. So I think that's what it was used for. If I'm wrong, and you know that I'm wrong, please leave me a comment. Otherwise, I will dwell in ignorance, thinking I was right when I wasn't. Man, I want to say this is Tama and Friends, but I could be wrong. The little cat, the cute little cat, having cute cat adventures on the Sega Game Gear. This stack is going to fall. Let me adjust. All right. All right. I see two more Japanese games in there. This one and this one. So we'll be through the Japanese games in this container, and we are at the bottom of the container. So we should be able to avoid a part 4. GG League 94. Yeah, so back it up for it to be somewhat clear. 1 or 2 players. And you can use the Versus cable on here, the gear-to-gear cable. Alright, let's see what this last Japanese game is. Wow, I used like a whole roll of packing tape on this one. I need to calm down sometimes with the packing tape, I can tell you that. The Simpsons, Bart versus the World. And this is the kind of obscure Japanese size box. It's not equivalent, I don't believe it's equivalent. It is. Same size, doesn't have a hanger tab. Same. Oh, I'm just throwing games around like I have a lot of them. Yeah, I take that back. This Japanese version is equivalent to like a US copy game in regard to the box size and width and all that. The only thing I'm not seeing is a hanger tab, like on most US games. So, and it does not appear to have been cut off. So, did Japanese games of this size not come with hanger tabs? Because the smaller ones, like this, none of them came with hanger tabs. A question for the masses. Oh, I'm glad this popped up, because I just found an auction for this item on eBay. And when I first saw it, I saw the picture of the item that they were selling, and I was like, that's the manual. Of course they're going to have the full, complete, accurate title for it, so I don't have to guess at it. But sadly, they did not. I'll put that picture right here of the auction that is currently up for this particular item. This is the second one that I have. There's a sticker date on it of 12/28/2006. I will be removing that easily. But I had showed this to you before. And try to translate the title. I'll have to go back in my videos to look to see what video I showed this book previously, because I translated as much as I could to get the best idea possible of what it meant and like what it translates into English. So yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of digging. All right. I'm going to stop there, as a matter of fact. I have 2 accessories, US, and some other stuff that I think would, if I go through it now, it would make the video way too long. So we will cover the last grouping of items in the next video, which will be episode 69, Container 27, Part 4. And once you watch that video, you'll understand why I did not want to drag this one out by going through what's left inside here. Whoops. I ran too long and used up the space available on my memory card. It only records so much time before it automatically cuts you off and tells you to start another video. So that's a good place to end. I hope you're feeling well. Hope your job is treating you well. And until I see you next week for episode 69, Container 27, Part 4, please be well.